The Wizard's List. She a gold digger, a narcissist, a toxic alpha female, a relationship coach that got cheated on. She ruining your relationship, and she the red pill for women. Yes, we have all heard that before. But what if I tell you she just misunderstood? And in this video, I will show you why. Now, before we jump into the main parts of the video, here's one thing I want you to know quickly. I'm not making this video to convince anyone of anything. Whatever you decide to hate her, to support her, whatever opinion you have about her, is your own decision, okay? These are all my personal takes. If you agree, great. If you don't, fine. Like, what can I do? All right, that's it. Let's go. First thing I heard people talk about her is, oh, she's a high value woman who claims if you take her advice, you can have a luxurious lifestyle like hers. I'm sorry, but you are wrong right off the bat. Of all of her videos, and yes, I actually rewatched all her videos last week. Took a lot of time, but I think it's worth it. I never found her, not even a single time, claims she a high value woman. That if you follow her advice, your life can be filled with money. What she actually said on her very first video on the channel was,
hi guys, my name is Liz and welcome to my YouTube channel. I will be giving you guys some advice on leveling up, on being the baddest and best version of yourself as you should, and just, we have to make it work.
And who is she actually talking to? She's talking to the people who are struggling, who are going through depression, who are going through abuse, hardship, and feeling like they can't get out of it.
But it's because I went through depression, it's because I went through abuse, it's because I went through hardships that I can relate to people, that I know how hard it is to be in that situation, and that I know what it takes to get out of there. So that's why sometimes when I'm so firm in my videos, or maybe I can come off as rude or arrogant, it's really to wake people up.
She talked to her audience the way she wished someone had talked to her before.
Because for me, I needed someone to talk to me the way I talk to you guys. I really needed that. Because for me, like, butterflies and rainbows wouldn't cut it.
But of course, she understands that when she puts out videos on YouTube, they will reach a larger audience. That's why she said, don't take my advice as facts, as they are based on my own experiences.
As in, for every video of mine, I am talking from my own experiences. The advice I give you is what helped me. Some things that I say might not resonate with you, and that is okay. You can always take what resonates and leave the rest. But please do not take my words as facts, as they are only based on personal experiences. Oh, okay, so nothing is a fact. Everyone is speaking from their experience. I am also speaking from my experience. Even the advice I give, it will not be the same for everyone in your life, because you guys did not live my life and you cannot apply it the same way. But take what resonates and that can actually help you and apply it how it works in your life.
So now, what are her own experiences? From her videos, she has talked a lot about her trauma. She came from a very abusive household and very poor too. Her dad was an abuser, didn't make any money, but wanted to control everyone in the house. Her mom worked so hard to provide for the family. So growing up, she has a lot of love for her mom. And also she has dealt with depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, eating disorder, and severe bullying. She says basically she has no childhood. And there's a podcast released recently you can go watch if you want to know more about what happened in her childhood. And I got to say, it shocked me too. A lot of evil things happen. Now, I'm not saying this for you to pity her or to feel sorry for her, because that is not what she wanted. But I want you to look at it on a deeper level, rather than just, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, but more like put yourself in her shoes, just to an extent, okay? To understand why she said what she said. We're gonna come back to this later. Now, let's go to the second thing. People call her a narcissist. So, what is a narcissist? A quick Google definition. A narcissist is a person who has an excessive focus on, admiration for, or love of themselves. The term describes someone with an inflated sense of self-importance who craves constant attention and lacks empathy for the feelings of others. Now, let's unpack this layer to layer. There's a few key traits of a narcissist I think we should consider. First, grandiosity. an unrealistic feeling of superiority and belief that they are unique or special. Okay. In her video, she said a lot of times something like, I'm special, I'm great, I'm mesmerizing, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I'm unique, I love myself. Okay. But she's talking that in her head as affirmations to help with her self confidence and to heal her inner child. You know, just like how we listen to song to boost our confidence. But she never thinks she's better than anyone else.
I think this is also a big misconception about the things that I preach, because I love to say you're amazing, you're special, you're unique to myself in the mirror. But that's also what I say to myself, to help myself with my self-confidence and to work on my inner child and healing my inner child. But at the same time, I do not go out and think that I am better than anyone or that I'm special or that I'm unique. I'm not. We're all equal and we're all connected. I have to stay humble though, because I don't think that I'm better than anyone. But I'm also not comparing myself to anyone. Me thinking that I'm the biggest blessing on earth doesn't mean that like I'm comparing like who is another blessing, you know? I don't care about who else is the blessing. You can also think that you're the biggest blessing on earth. I don't care. I just think that about myself in my head, and that's it. I'm not gonna act better than anyone. I'm very humble. Literally, I don't care. But Liz loves Liz. Life needed to teach me lessons. Life also humbled me in a big way. So that now that I am at the stage where I have everything, I still have humility. I don't look down on people and I don't think that I'm better than anyone.
Okay, I think we can cross that off. Second trait, need for admiration, a constant craving for praise, validation, and attention from those around them. Liz insists on not looking for external validation to enhance your self-worth, but rather having it from within, so no one can control how you feel about yourself.
Obviously, when I get a compliment, I'm very thankful, grateful, amazing. But I don't need that from someone. I don't need you to tell me that, because I can see those qualities in myself already. If you only feel that you're a good person when somebody else tells you you're a good person, if you need that validation from other people, then honestly, you're just a slave to other people, because their opinion can change your reality when you are the one that always creates your own reality. No, you have to be strong in your own self. And you have to look at yourself and be like, oh, you know what? I'm amazing. I literally went through so much stuff in life. I'm still standing and I'm still going for it. And only for that, I am amazing. And you have to recognize that in yourself as well.
I think we can cross that off too. Third, lack of empathy, an inability or unwillingness to understand, care about, or connect with the feelings and needs of other people. In a lot of her videos, she claims to be a very empathic person. She always tries to help other people, sometimes even forgetting that she herself needs help too.
I love to be compassionate. I love to understand people. I understand so many people, even like people that are you should not understand. I can't understand them because that's how much I feel for others. So what ended up happening is I became an extreme people pleaser, and I would do anything and everything to help everyone around me. But I was always the one that ended up feeling drained, that ended up feeling used, that ended up feeling lost. Why do I say this? See, when you are an empathic person or you're a highly sensitive person like I am, people like me, we tend to, when we are around people, our natural default is to help them. Even though they didn't ask, they didn't mean to, we constantly want to help them and we pour so much into them. And we do this even without realizing, yeah? But what happens then is we don't have energy left for ourselves anymore.
I think we can cross that off too. Next trait, sense of entitlement, the belief that they deserve special treatment, privileges, and compliance with their every demand. Throughout her videos, she says she wants to receive at least the same thing as she gives, not less than. And even when her YouTube blew up, she doesn't think she's a big YouTuber.
Great or something powerful, and when people would tell me, oh my god, you did that in that short amount of time, and I wouldn't realize how crazy of a thing that is. I think I didn't even realize that I got famous because people would come up to me constantly, and I see myself as a regular normal person, which I am. It keeps me humble as well, because I don't see myself as this big YouTuber. I don't see myself as a famous person, whatever. I feel like when people say this, they're like, oh my god, you're so selfish. No, honey, no, because when we invest in you guys, when we give you guys everything, and we constantly pour into other people, then that's fine, yeah? And they completely drain us, we're left with no energy for ourselves. That's all okay, but don't you dare do that for yourself, because that's you're a bad person. I deserve the best treatment in life because I treat people very well. The same things I require, I also give, okay? So
I think we can cross that off too. Last things, exploitation, a tendency to use or manipulate other people for personal gain without guilt. Okay, so now I have shown you that she's a very empathetic person, that she's always wanted to help other people. She's actually the person who got manipulated a lot since she was younger. So when she got older, she realized, oh, you know what? You're toxic and I'm gonna cut you off my life. When she said becoming selfish or if someone crosses her boundary, she's gonna cut them off her life, people think she's so rude or harsh on other because, oh, you just cut people off because they cross one of your boundary, even if they are your friends and family. But what she meant is when someone constantly disrespect you, even when you say, you know what, that's hurt my feeling, but they keep doing it anyway, or they say, you're being dramatic. That are the people you need to cut off. Not just because of one small thing and then you suddenly like, okay, I don't want you in my life no more.
I am a person. It takes a lot to make me angry. I'm very chill. And it takes a lot to hurt me as well. Like, I don't get easily hurt. I'm very chill. I don't care. If you did hurt me, however, by disrespecting me, and I mean like severe disrespect, and I tell you, hey, listen, you disrespected me, I did not appreciate that. And you keep trying to twist the story to manipulate it and be like, oh no, it wasn't that way, I didn't mean it like that, and you keep going like that, I will just not engage in the conversation anymore. It's done. No. I'm not saying after like a small little thing you blow up and you leave, whatever, no. But if there's continuous disrespect and continuous manipulation of this person telling you, I will change and I will do this, but the actions does not line up with what they're saying, then you leave. You do not sit somewhere where someone is disrespecting you. You do not.
And also, when she said becoming selfish and putting yourself first, she doesn't mean it in a way of like, oh, you have to listen to me or my knees always over your knees. If you actually watch the video, you will see that she meant it in a way like, okay, I don't feel like doing it today, so I'm gonna say no instead of keep saying yes and being uncomfortable. And also, in a way, like when I don't feel the best, I need to help myself first, then I will show up for you as the best version of myself.
I'm so tired of constantly giving, and just feeling empty at the end of the day. Now, what I do first is I fill my own cup. First, like, am I okay? Am I whole? Yes, okay, then I can give to you as well. But if I'm empty, I cannot give you anything because I don't have anything to give. When my friends, for example, ask, like, Liz, do you want to come out? Do you want to go there? I used to feel very bad and just go with them anyways because they want to go. But now I'm like, no, I don't want to come. And if they ask, like, why not? Well, I don't want to, and that's enough reason. That's okay. Liz doesn't want to, and that's enough reason. Life, when you don't take care of yourself first, you cannot show up as the best mother, the best daughter, the best even employee or boss. You cannot show up because you're depleted, you don't feel good, you're depressed. It's going to show up in every other relationship of your life. If you want to perform the best you want to be for others, then you should think about you first and nurturing you first so you're happy. I think first making sure that you're good and then showing up for everyone else is the most selfless thing. So stop thinking it's selfish. You have to put yourself first right now. If you don't feel good in life, if you feel like, oh, my life is not going anywhere, it's okay to take a step back from everyone and focus on you. Focus on nurturing you.
I think we can cross the last one off too. Okay, so we have crossed all the traits of a narcissist for the wizard list. She seemed like she doesn't fit in any of the boxes I just listed above. Now, let's move on to this controversial video. Why everyone is always upset with me. In this video, I admit she said a lot of controversial things right at the opening of the video.
My whole life, I would always have people extremely obsessed with me. Whether it was a friend, whether it was a relationship, anyone that came into my life and got to know me, when the friendship ended because of disrespect or betrayal or anything, these people would stalk me till this day and try to become friends again and everything. And everyone, like my relationships, the guys would always worship the ground that I walk on, literally make sure that I'm always okay in every aspect of my life. And then I was thinking to myself, why is it that everyone is always obsessed with me?
If you say, oh my god, how could she say that? That's such a narcissist way of talking about yourself. I agree, but hear me out. You have to watch the video after it.
So in my last video, I had triggered lots of people. People did not like the video where I said why everyone is obsessed with me. Now what you guys didn't know is that I had posted this video strategically to trigger people.
She said she posted that video to trigger people strategically. So when she says strategically, There's maybe parts of the context that got cut out, not mentioned. We don't really know any factors in the story other than what she gave it, right? Okay, let me tell you a story. When I was younger, probably when I was in sixth grade, my family, me, my sister, and my parents, we went to a friend of my parents' house. And when we were sitting there just talking, there's one adult. He told me straight to my face that, oh, you know what? Your sister looks much prettier than you. Wow, that was so awkward. Obviously, I was a kid back then, so I didn't know how to react or I didn't know what to say. So I was just probably like laughing it off. Now, imagine this. If I went on YouTube, I told my story like, hey, you know, once when I was a kid, there's an adult told me that my sister looks much prettier than me. My sister did the same thing. She went on YouTube and she said, hey, you know what? When I was a kid, there's an adult told me that I look much prettier than my sister. Now, who are you gonna attack? I bet it's my sister, right? You see now, just one story, just different perspective, and none of us is telling lies, but the reaction will be different. And also, I think it's really funny. I actually know people in my life who are similar to what Lee said. They got out of a relationship, but their ex-partner or ex-friends still stalk them to the day. Or if they want, they can get back with their exes just like that. Yeah, I'm being very serious. I know these people. And I can tell you confidently that they're not narcissists at all. They're just normal people. They are kind, loving, caring, and a very good friend to me. That's why when I watched that video of her, I understood what she meant. And I was thinking to myself, like, if my friend got online and said the same thing, like real story, their experience, not making up lies or shit, they would definitely get dragged online too. And the main point of her video is that she explained how cultivating high vibration energy, maintaining personal detachment, and prioritizing self-worth can influence how others perceive and react to an individual. But obviously, nobody paid attention to that because people were too focused on what she said about herself. And in her after video, she pointed it out too.
Why did I want to trigger people? First of all, you only learn through your triggers. You can never know what is wrong with you until you actually feel a feeling and you can ask yourself, why am I feeling this? A woman sitting in her dining room just talking about how people got obsessed with her, how people found her mesmerizing, and talking about her long-term relationships and friendships that they got obsessed with her should have never triggered a confident person. Why? Because they can see and listen to the advice that I'm giving. They do not care about what I'm saying because what I am saying, they can see in themselves as well.
I don't think that you need to be a confident person to not get triggered by the video, but I do agree that when you get triggered, there's something underneath yourself you need to look at. I think most of the time it's the thing you like or maybe don't even recognize it and you want to have that for yourself. Think of it like this. If you tell a rich man that he's poor, he will just laugh. If you tell a smart person that they're stupid, they will just laugh. It's like when you know you have something and someone tells you otherwise, you will just be like, okay. Imagine a 5-year-old come up to you and say, you don't know shit about life. Just for example, you will probably just laugh your ass off, right? Or you're gonna argue with a 5-year-old like, you know what, I know more about life than you. No, you will just laugh and you're like, okay. You see, it only feels offensive when it's the truth. I saw that sentence online and then it's got stuck with me ever since. Well, now I have made my point, and I don't think TheWizardLiz is a narcissist. Let's move on to the next point. She is a gold digger. I think this point a lot of people kinda misunderstand. So, what is a gold digger? There's a Google definition for it. A gold digger is an informal, disapproving term for a person who form a romantic relationship or marriage with someone primarily for financial gain, expensive gifts, or a wealthy lifestyle rather than out of genuine love or affection. And after that, I asked Google to give me some personality traits of a gold digger, and it gave me some. So let's unpack this layer to layer like the one before. Group number one, financial and materialistic indicators. First trait, inquiring early about income, like asking detailed questions about salary, saving, debt, or type of car owned early in the relationship. Well, obviously, we don't know if she asked these questions, so I will leave it as NG, non-given information. Second trait, expecting to be funded, consistently expecting the partner to pay for meals, outing, and luxury items without offering reciprocal financial contribution. Let's just say her ex-partner took care of all her bills and gave her money to go through therapy, but she never said anything near consistently expecting to pay an luxury item. I think that her ex just liked to buy her stuff.
So much fun getting it, trying to get it. That's the fun part. Once you get that thing, not special. None of these things are special, especially in the world, like, because we're very materialistic. We're like, if I have this car, if I have this bag, if I have all these things, I got everything I wanted so fast. Like my ex-boyfriend, he bought it like bum bum bum. And like the first month that he knew me, he's like, you want anything? Here, go. I buy you anything, right? Didn't like it. Most of my bags I don't wear. I don't care for these things anymore. But
Liz also says she's a generous person with her friends and with others. Now, to me, I don't find anything in what she said, but I know that a lot of people say like, oh my god, why is she bragging about how much money she got like that? It's okay, it's your opinion.
Listen, I am a very generous person. With my female friends, I always, like, if they want to come down here in the country where I live, I will pay for the flight. I will pay for them, like, for everything, like their stay, everything. I don't mind paying for dinner. I just dislike it when I am constantly the one given and it's not even suggested, like, hey, should we split? Listen, one thing I've done, even when I didn't have money, I've given my last $2 to homeless people, to my brothers. I did not care. I was always very generous. I've always given money. Right now, when I have a lot of money, I give a lot of money to people. Why do I do this? Because I will not take my money to my grave, first of all. And second of all, if I can help someone, that is the only thing that makes me happy. I am not happy having lots of money and sitting there and like literally buying myself stuff and that's all I do. That doesn't make me happy. It makes me happy to see my mother smile. It makes me happy to see a waitress smile because I gave her a big tip or whatever. That makes me happy. It fulfills my heart.
So, I thought a gold digger would never pay or give away their monies to other. Or am I wrong? And she also donated her money to single moms and struggling women out there. Why would a gold digger do that? Is she kind of like special or something? Next trait, valuing price over sentiment, preferring high-cost gifts and dismissing thoughtful, inexpensive gestures. I'm just gonna show you guys the video here.
For my birthday, this person was on a date with a toxic person again. And then last minute, they come to my house and they had bought me a $10 cake from the gas station. And was like, here, Liz, here's your gift. I was like, okay, this is actually terrible. This is how this person felt about me, and I refuse to believe it. You could have gotten me like anything that you made yourself and put some effort in. You could have gotten me like flowers, maybe like $30 flowers. I don't know, something, This is a person that I've spent so much money on, that I've bought so many gifts for, and this is what they gave me. It's the lack of effort, guys. And right now, when I'm at a stage where like, okay, I have the money, I have all these things, the things I enjoy the most is just laughing with my friend, laughing with my sister, being around family. Those are things that I'm grateful for. All these other things, they don't matter and they don't make you cool, believe me.
Okay, last one, secretive about own money, avoiding discussion regarding personal income, financial standing, or career independence. One thing throughout her videos, she always encourages her audience to find out what their passions are and have their own money. In her video, How to Become Rich, she gave advice about how to make money, like changing your mindset, investing, having purposes, not just, go find a rich husband. I think you should go watch that video. Now, let's move on to the group number 2, behavioral and personality patterns. First trait, high entitlement, displaying a lack of gratitude, acting as if financial support is an obligation rather than a favor. One thing you will find throughout all of her videos consistently is practice being grateful. That thing is very consistent along with talking to God. She talks about it almost in every video. She always say you have to be grateful for what you have and start with what you have.
Bad things always happen to me. Start to realize that good things happen to you as well. You know, make a list of people, circumstances, or situations that have loved you, that have been there for you, that have actually made you happier, and that actually made your life better. You know, be grateful for them. And what you have right now, that is for you. The only way you make yourself grow is by putting gratitude into your life, by being grateful for what you have. That's how everything will expand more and more. I literally, like, especially in the beginning of my career, I was grateful for anything. Okay, anything. Every day I was talking to God. Oh my God, God, thank you for this. Oh my God, God, thank you for this. Oh, I got this. I got that. Constantly, okay? And the more you do that, the more grateful you are, the more you get blessed.
Next trait, emotional detachment. Showing little interest in partner's internal life, hobbies, or well-being outside of what resources they provide. In the video where she talked about the reason why she ended her relationship, she mentioned,
because I don't think I have a healthy pattern when it comes to dating, because I always put my partner first. And until I fix this unhealthy pattern that I have, I don't think I should be dating at all.
And I don't think she showed little interest in her partner's internal life. If anything, probably too much.
So we are helping these people create their reality. For me, I became so depressed whilst I was doing that with my partner. I've been doing that for like the last 8 months with my partner. For like the last 8 months with my partner, without even realizing it, that I was literally like, okay, I need to take a step back. Like, I literally need to be on my own right now. With my ex, the biggest issue in our relationship was the fact that he wanted to always isolate me, to play pets. He's sitting at home with my cats, and he's such a good guy. I am literally hurting him so much by leaving my house. This is very emotionally abusive, because after a while, I started getting tired of arguing with him about this, and I just started listening to him. So I started stop seeing friends. I literally had no friends anymore, and I just hanged out with him all day, every single time. But what ended up happening is I became so depressed, because why am I isolating with you? Do I literally have anxiety now when I talk to other people? Like, my self-confidence became so low because I was just not allowed to be around other people.
Okay, and last one, conditional availability. Becoming distant, cold, or unavailable when financial requests are denied. In one video, Liz shared that even after ending her relationship with her ex, she still helped him with his financial issue.
You know, I feel like I can't do anything for you anymore. I feel like you make too much money. And he said, like, I'm not comfortable in the position where you're making more money than me, because he's like, I don't think I can impress you anymore. So then also, like, our relationship dynamics started to become very weird, or they start being like, oh, I have financial issues and this and that. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And with my ex, like, I gave him money even when we broke up, because he was telling me he had financial issues, and obviously I'm not gonna be stingy or not help him. He had bought me a lot of stuff, he had helped me as well, so I was not gonna be stingy, so I did help him.
Okay, now please tell me why she's a gold digger, but she's also giving away money to women, paying for her friends, telling you all the luxury thing will make you look cool, encouraging you to expand your knowledge and make your own money, and caring about her ex-partner's mental health, and also helping him with money after the breakup. Why? Why would a gold digger do that? Like, seriously, why? See, I tried to take all the boxes of a gold digger, and she still doesn't fit. Then why did people call her that? Well, of course, we know why. I was just making a little bit dramatic. Yes, we're gonna get to the controversial videos right now. I think the reason why people call it that, because it stemmed from this video, and maybe this video too, and also a bit of other videos, and we will get right into it. Now, with this video, I feel like a lot of people were too focused on one thing she said, or even cut that out of context and made she sound like she downgraded men in general. I get it, okay? That video stirred a lot of controversy at first, but if you really pay attention, the men that she talked about, there are those men who, you know, like, always complain, who are like, when they pay for a meal, they question if you're a gold digger. And you're like, bro, it was just a meal. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, those people. So when Liz said, don't date broke guys, you guys came at her and be like, oh my God, why'd you say that? Why'd you say this? But what is her definition of broke guy?
Now, what is a broke guy? A broke guy is a guy with no ambition, no drive. Some a man with ambition and drive will always have money. He will always find a way to have money, you know. But a broke guy that expects you to give him money, that doesn't want to do anything, and feels like the whole world is against him and he cannot figure it out, whatever. Do not date these guys, okay?
But I don't see a lot of people show this part. Why? And also, I feel like people fail to realize that she was being pretty sarcastic in this video, especially in this part.
You want a tall man? How dare you? How dare you ask for a tall man? No. You should accept him being ugly, and you should accept on top of that being broke as well. Because don't you dare, as a woman, say that you think money is important. No. Immediately they will start to go into a whole meltdown, calling you a gold digger. How dare you wanting money? How dare you wanting to use this poor man? Honey, you don't have any money. There is nothing to be used. There is no gold for us to dig. Because you have no gold. You should not be worrying about gold diggers. You should be worrying about being broke. As well, these men love to say, and what do you bring to the table? Honey, there is no table for us to sit at. You have no money to buy the table. We're sitting on the ground. So rather ask, what do you bring to the ground? And besides that, me personally, I do not sit at empty tables. I sit at tables that are full. I don't need to bring anything else than my presence, my personality, who I am, and my beauty. I sit there and that's good enough for the guy.
This lie right here. I don't need to bring anything else than my present, my personality, who I am, and my beauty. I sit there and that's good enough for the guy. I know. I know, you have seen 10 people talking about this right here already. Let me show you something different. What people mainly focus on is the part my beauty and my present. So everyone say, oh, that is so toxic and dangerous to preach to women, especially younger, to have the mindset of, oh, you know what, I just need to look good and that's just good for the guy. But that is not the whole sentence. Where is the my personality, who I am part gone? Do you know what the word personality means? From Cambridge Dictionary, personality meaning the type of person you are, shown by the way you behave, feel, and think. So, what type of persons is the wizard Liz?
Pity or something, you know, I got over it and I became this version of myself. So it's a blessing. But at that time, I remember I would always talk to my mom and I would tell her, Mom, I have this desire to help people. And maybe it was because I felt so helpless myself that I wanted to help other people. Through so much trauma that it is hindering me in my daily life right now. My behavior is very, one day I'm happy, next day I'm not, and it's on and off constantly, but I am working on it. Because like I told you guys, if you have anything that you don't like about yourself, whether it's on your appearance or on your character, then change it. And yeah, I'm just gonna be the cycle breaker. I do not want my children to go through trauma, so I'm gonna stop it with me. So yeah, and I'm literally gonna be the best mom I can, and I'm gonna teach them the best things I can, and all the love that I needed as a child, I'll give my children. Whoever I date, whoever I allow as friend right now has to add value. And I'm not talking about money or all these things, no. In terms of, are you making me happy? Or is it like a both way thing, you know? I pour into you, you pour into me. Is it like that? Or am I again pouring in and there's nothing coming back from me? You know, nobody thinks that I'm not that important. But that's amazing because I don't want to be that important, literally. I want people to focus on themselves, and that should give you more confidence because anything you do really isn't embarrassing. I need you to show me that you love me because I am a very caring and loving person and I want that for my partner. Lots of men are really, really, really good, really precious souls. Lots of women are really, really, really good. Anything that you desire will come your way. In order for us to receive love, we have to give out love. We have to become what we want. So if we give kindness and love to other people, you will get it. Same way if one is perfect. Listen, no matter how much I try to look my best and whatever, I know I will never be perfect. There will always be someone out there that is more beautiful than me. And I am okay with that. There will always be someone out there that is smarter than me, funnier than me, everything. It can explain things better than me, whatever. But they're not me. And that's it. And that's good enough for me. And also have expectations for yourself. Say, hey, Liz, for example, Liz, I expect you to be like this. I expect you to do this, whatever, blah, blah. People can say, oh no, that's being harsh on yourself. No, I want to have expectations for myself. If I have no expectations, what will I do? I will do nothing. And I love friends and family deeply, okay? So if I love someone, I go way too deep into it. So when they lie to me or I catch them in a betrayal or stuff, it really hurts me on a deep level. With this person that I had in my life, I would, for example, for their birthday, I would think 2 months ahead of what to buy them for their birthday. Because my love language is gift giving. I don't care about the amount of money, all these things. I just care about making people happy, okay? And for me, I make people happy through buying them things or giving them money.
So combine all the things we have talked about above, I think she a good person. But people seem to not realize that and only focus on the beauty part. That's pretty interesting. Okay, next slide.
Me personally, I am not attracted to guys that have no money. I am simply not. I'm attracted to money. I'm attracted to power. I am attracted to a man that is in his masculine energy and is willing to provide and protect. That is what I want in a man.
I will leave the power part out for now. I will come back later. Now just look at the rest and be honest. If you're a woman watching this, was she wrong though? Was she wrong? 99% of us are attracted to money. Let's just say that. And for a woman, having a man, a partner that is a provider and a protector in his masculine energy, leading and taking responsibility, what can get sexier than that? Like, truly, we as women, we want to feel safe and secure, don't we? And I'm not talking about only money. If you look it up on Google, a provider man is a partner in a relationship who takes primarily or full responsibility for the financial, physical, and emotional stability of his household. Rather than splitting every cost or duty down to the middle, a provider actively steps up to ensure his family or partner feels safe, supported, and cared for. Being a provider is tied to a mindset of responsibility and leadership, not necessarily being ultra wealthy. Oh, do you want to know something interesting? For many men, love is intertwined with the desire to protect and to provide for their partner. A natural desire to provide and protect is a common behavioral tendency in many men. Wow. Right? Okay, before we get any further, just please do me a favor. Get the mindset being a provider means he has to be rich off your freaking head. Please, like very please. I don't know why. Whenever the words man and provider comes together in a sentence, you guys just jump quickly into the conclusion of, oh, he has to be rich, he has to be ultra wealthy. No, he doesn't have to. And also, if you want to start the conversation, oh, then what do women do? Just get the fuck off, okay? It's a very different topic and we're not gonna talk about this today. Anyway, now let's get back to the wizard list. She said she's not attracted to guys that have no money, and I have already shown you her definition of a guy who have no money equal broke guys means. And honestly, none of us are. And in Liz's case, growing up poor and watching her dad do nothing but take money away from the family and also be abusive, of course, she would never want a man like that. Her dad is an example of a broke guy. So it's nothing difficult to understand here that she wants her partner to have money and know that they can provide. She just simply doesn't want to live a life like her mother. Now, about the power thing, she said in some video that during her childhood, she had no control of anything. She has no power. So now, she always feels the need to control everything, everyone around her. But she understands it's come from her trauma and she has to work on it.
Like everyone that I loved got abused, and I think you as a child seeing that injustice happening to your family, but you feeling so powerless because you cannot do anything to help them, that really hurts your soul. And then when I got older, I became this whole control freak. Like I needed to control everyone around me and every single thing, because in my childhood, I had no control at all. Always trying to control every single thing in my life. I needed control. I was so afraid of not having control in my life. And this comes from early childhood trauma, because like when I was in my younger years, I never had control. There was a parent that always had control over me, and I felt just like I was nothing, you know? And when I grew older, that gave me a sense of like, oh, okay, I need to control everybody around me and everything that happens into my life, because that's the only thing I have.
Okay, I think that is enough for this video. Let's move on to the next one. How to receive princess treatment, because this video right here, I think that it's also the reason why a lot of people call a gold digger too. At the opening of this video, yes, it may come off as rude and degrading men in general, but look at the stuff she said after.
Like these misconceptions about the fact like, oh, a man providing for a woman is unrealistic, whatever. But why is it never unrealistic when a single mother is providing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 children, and that is okay and that is normal and she should be able to take care of that financially, but a man cannot provide for one single woman? Like, why are we babying men these days? I don't get it. Why? Because people find it anti-feminist that a man is taking care of a woman, but I think it's anti-feminist that a woman is literally doing everything, and on top of that, she also has to work. Like, she has to take care of the children, of the home, she has to be a wife, cook, nanny, cleaner, everything, and then on top of that, she also has to work. Who is winning here? Watching my mom go to work every single day, work in between men, and her ex-husband lay at home, do nothing, and then after like a long abusive marriage like that, where she was the provider, he ended up cheating on her with a younger woman. Now he has a family with this woman, and guess what? He is providing everything for this woman.
I would take my guess. The image of a man she's talking about is kind of like her dad. And the image of a woman she was referring to is pretty close to her mom. A woman that has to take care of her children, take care of the home, a wife, a chef, a nanny, and also has to work to provide for the family. And sometimes worse, pay for a man too. And I think that is worth remembering because when she said men in this video, I don't think it's about all men. And I'm sure not all men like that. And I'm sure that she didn't talk about all men. But it's understandable if people misunderstand and think she's talking about men in general, also women too. That's why some people said she teaches women to hate on men, which I think is not really the truth here. Maybe just hating men that are like her dad. And also in the video, she shared about her partner takes care of all her bills and he likes to take care of his woman. She said that he has a provider mindset. And personally, I don't find anything wrong with this. I think that she literally just tells things like how it is. But of course, just like when people find you pretty and you say, yeah, I know I'm pretty, people will come at you and be like, that's so arrogant. She also said this.
So it doesn't matter if the guy right now makes like $1,000, $2,000, whatever a month. You should just look at, even with that money, is he still trying to do stuff for you in the capacity of the money that he has? And as well, have realistic expectations. Don't expect like Rolexes or like crazy cars from someone that makes $1,000 a month. Allow your man to grow. And as well, don't think that those luxury things are what you should strive for, because at the end of the day, luxury items are just people that were very good at marketing a product. That's it.
So I think it's pretty clear from what she said. Princess treatment doesn't mean luxurious gift or a ton of money. It's about your man taking care of you, sharing with you regardless of how much money he makes. She also said, do not demand a man for things.
But one really important thing is to not demand a man for things. Demanding a man for things is just, honestly, in my opinion, disgusting, because a man doesn't owe you anything. If a man wants to spoil you, it's because he wants to do that, and if he knows that you like it, he will do that, you know? But you saying like, you have to do this for me, he doesn't have to do anything for you. He doesn't owe you anything, okay?
Okay, now I will try to explain what I'm thinking here, because I feel like this part, a lot of people get confused. So, demanding something is often very strict. It means that you are insisting on a specific outcome with no room for refusal. So when you demand your man, it's like he has to do this for you. He has to give you money. He has to buy you stuff. So when you say, I demand that my man take care of me, you are kind of like issuing a non-negotiable order that must be followed. And it focuses on enforcing compliance rather than mutual desire. It also implies that there will be immediate conflict or a breakup if he fails. So this will sound very aggressive, authoritative, and transactional. And Liz said, a man doesn't owe you anything. I agree, right? Like, why does he have to follow what you say? Who are you? Now, if you say, I expect my man to take care of me, saying you expect is mean you assume it will happen naturally as a standard of love. You view this care as a natural part of a healthy, committed relationship. It's like a core value or hope you hold for your partner behavior. You assume he will do it willingly without you needing to force him, and is sound confident but calm, setting a personal boundary for what you deserve. When you think you deserve that, and actually wait, Do you know what it means to deserve something? Okay, why do I keep explaining the meaning of everything in this video? Because I think the reason people misunderstood is that they don't understand the word's meaning. So, to deserve something means to have earned or to be worthy of getting something, good or bad, based on your action, behavior, or qualities. What I'm trying to say here is you can't just expect your man to treat you a certain kind of way and not do the same for him. And if you link to a lot of her previous video, Liz said a lot about working on yourself, working on your relationship, and giving away. She never said you only should take, but never give. Even in this video, when I said the woman she's referring to is an image of her mom, that woman already takes care of the children, takes care of the house. So now she expects her man to give her some princess treatment in like taking care of the bills or giving her some small gifts or just sharing the chores. I think a lot of people just take the words princess treatment and think, oh, now she teaches women not to do anything and expect the men to do everything for them. And of course, there are things in the video that I don't agree or don't feel like they resonate with me. Like, for example, when she said about asking your man for an allowance or telling your man that your ex always take care of you, or mention your friend just got a new pair of shoes and he will buy them for you because men are competitive. Stuff like that I don't think can be applied in my life. And it's okay, I don't experience things like her. So I would just keep what I think is working and leave the rest. And I think you should too. Now we have dealt with the two biggest misconceptions about her. Well, I think so. Let's move on other smaller misconception, and I will be quick in this part. So next thing people said is she's a life coach and she thinks she has everything figured out. Wow, no. You know why her messages keep repeating in every video? Because those are all the lessons she has known or learned up until that point in her life. That's why she talk about them in all of her videos. She just talk about what she knows, and she always say that she doesn't know everything and she will keep expanding her knowledge every day.
I see myself as a lifelong project. I will learn throughout this life always, and I will take, if I can, people on my journey with me. I don't know all the answers, and I will never have all the answers, okay? But what I can do is just keep growing and stop stagnating in a way. If I'm stagnant and if I feel like this is just not growing me anymore, then I'm not meant to be there. Another thing is admit when you're wrong and be willing to learn. See, these days people are just like, oh no, I'm so right, like I know everything. We don't know anything. Like we literally as humans, we don't know anything. Stop thinking that you know everything and that you don't have to learn anything anymore and all these things. No. Like one of the most confident people, they're always willing to learn, and highly intelligent people as well.
Okay, next thing is she only went viral because of her look and she's pushing plastic surgery on young women. I swear I don't know who comes up with this, okay? But it's so funny to me. I heard this somewhere. I'm not making this up. Crazy, right? First of all, to all the people who said she got there because of her looks, you're just jealous. Like, seriously. Yes, she is a pretty woman. We can all agree on that. But if you watch her video, this girl know how to do YouTube, okay? The first 30 seconds of all of her videos, always so captivating, drawing your attention. Not a lot of YouTubers can do that. Also, on top of that, her speaking skills are really good. She can express something clearly and convincingly. And of course, again, not a lot of people can do that. What I'm trying to tell you is that when someone is good at what they're doing, just please appreciate their talent. Okay, next, the plastic surgery thing. This thing is so funny. Some people just cut out some parts where she said, if you don't like yourself, then change. And frame that she makes her young audience insecure about themselves while she herself has accusation of having plastic surgery. Well, in most of her videos, she always encourages her audience to go take care of their body, work out, and eat good food. That is. She actually said you are not ugly, you're just unhealthy.
You know what? Beauty is something easy. Beauty is so easy. You know why it is easy? Because most of you guys are not ugly. Most of you guys just look unhealthy. If you have a healthy body shape, if you have just healthy, normal skin, and kind of healthy hair, that's enough to have pretty privilege. That's enough. Look clean. That's it. If you look clean, that's it. You don't need to look overly glamorous. You don't need to like adapt a crazy style. No, you can be simple, you can look clean, and that's it. That's good. And also eat like you love yourself. Put good nutrients in your body. Drink enough water. Hydrate yourself. Do these things because at the end of the day, your body is a big blessing. It's a vessel. You want your heart to go on for a long time, even if you don't want to look physically good. Do it for the health of your body.
And I personally don't know if she has plastic surgery or not, but she said that she put a lot of effort into her appearance, and most of you don't even do it. Well, me too, okay? Sometimes I'm very lazy to go wash my face.
Take care of your physical appearance. If you guys saw my self-care routine and how much I put efforts into my looks, you guys would be like, whoa, okay. Because I value my appearance a lot. Because the first thing people see when they look at me is this. I cannot impress anyone with my personality at first because they don't know. I'm not like talking to them or anything, you know, they're just looking at me. I always look very clean, and I am clean. Sometime I'm gonna do a video to you guys, like my favorite self-care things and stuff to help you guys. But this is what I mean. Skincare routine, hair care routine, gym, my diet. My main priority is always look clean, smell good. If I don't have to look perfect, I don't have to look glamorous, whatever. I just look clean and I smell good, and that's good enough for me.
But at the same time, she said it's good to take good care of your appearance, but also remember it's not everything. And being hot and mesmerizing is not only about your looks, but it's about your mindset and your energy.
Comfortable in who you are, like, and how unique you are. Don't strive to be like someone else, or don't look at other people and be like, oh, I should be like them. You shouldn't be like anyone. Like, you should be comfortable in who you are. You should be comfortable in dressing in the things that you feel comfortable in.
Next things is people cut out scene without context. Okay, there's a lot, okay, but I will just show you two, for example. People show you this.
Even on my days that I don't look my best, I am still the best.
Okay, what do you think if I just show you only one sentence like that? But what she was talking about is taking care of yourself for you, not for someone else. Listen.
You know what I really think is also bad? I feel like there's a lot of women that only put effort in their looks once they're gonna go somewhere. So for example, only when they have like a date, like once a month, let's say, they will just make themselves pretty for that date and that's it. No, honey, like, you should make yourself pretty for yourself. You should groom yourself if that's what you want, for yourself. You have to put effort in your looks, not for someone, but for you. I don't have to get ready for anything because, honey, I'm always ready, okay? I'm always tip-top ready. And even on my days that I don't look my best, I am still the best.
You see, it's not like she talk about herself, but she's hyping her audience up. The I in here is not like me, but she wants you to think like that. Like, even on the day you don't look the best, you are still the best. You know, it's like a thing you tell yourself to hype yourself up, like how you listen to rap song to boost your confidence. So it's the same thing. She just like trying to like, okay, when you go take good care of yourself, you need to think like, oh, on the day that I don't look the best, I am still the best. Okay, one more example. People cut out this.
Who are you? Excuse me. Did you give me money? Did you pay my bills? Because if next time somebody wants to give their opinion about my life, you're gonna have to pay my bills.
And I saw people comment like, wow, such a narcissist not to take advice from people, only care about money. I don't know. I want to laugh, but let me show you this.
I'm here to criticism. You can keep it to yourself. My life is already hard enough on its own, and I'm already hard enough on myself. You contributing with like, oh my god, I don't like this about you. You have to change this. Who are you? Excuse me. Did you give me money? Did you pay my bills? Because if next time somebody wants to give their opinion about my life, you're gonna have to pay my bills. Because you ain't paying no bills. You ain't living my life. You are not going through what I'm going through. And you think you have the audacity to tell me how I should live my life. No, it doesn't work like that.
She was talking about haters, everyone. Haters, okay? The people who keep telling you how to live your life, but they don't even know how to live their life, okay? She's not talking about everyone. Okay, I think the misconception end here. Okay, are a lot more, trust me, but I cannot address all in this video. I want to talk about her relationship situation now. People said she manifested Landon, and it's predictable because she was only focused on the money he gave her and ignored all the red flags. Seeing this situation happen, a lot of people turned on her, right? Called her a relationship coach and pointed out how she always wanted money, led to gold digger, led to how she a red pill to women, etc. Let me see. She's always wanted money. True, but why? Now, let's go back to her childhood, the part where I told you to put yourself in her shoe, okay? So her childhood's very poor, witnessed her mom struggling, and she admitted money changed her life, gave her freedom, gave her the ability to help the people around her. Yes, she wants money, but not in an evil way. People came at her because she said her ex was taking care of her financially and that she always dated rich guys. She said she only had 2 serious relationships, and I think Landon is the third. I will take my guess here, okay? I may be wrong, but just correct me if I'm wrong. And the first one was a multi-millionaire, but he didn't have a provider mindset. And the second was not making nearly as much money as the first one did, but always made sure she was taken care of. I guess the second one has attachment issues where he didn't want her to go out at all and try to isolate her. And then after that, she met Landon. The thing is, when people listen to these things, they assume that she is a gold digger because she is with a rich man all the time. And as I just analyzed above, she doesn't have the qualities of a gold digger. Being with someone rich doesn't mean you're a gold digger, right? Oh, and one more thing I wanted to add. A gold digger never goes to the next relationship if the money is not increasing. And in this case, her second partner obviously made less money than the first one. So, okay, imagine this. You are a beautiful woman. You know that. People around you tell you that. Of course, you guys will chase you. You have options. That's normal. And the fact that she chose to be with a guy who has money is understandable. I don't know why people seem to not like it. Okay, now the money thing. When you come from a poor family, do you want to date someone who is also poor? Like, be honest. Most of us, I will assume, come from middle class families, like me. Okay, I had a great childhood, but my family is not rich, but we're not poor either. Yes, we struggle with money here and there, but it wasn't that bad, you know? And I'm very grateful for that. So now, if I go find my partner, I will find someone who at least had the same condition, preferably more than me. Why would I go lower? And this is not about looking down on people or anything, but ask yourself the same question. Would you go lower than the thing you have already had? Your parent wouldn't want that for you. And she said,
I came from a very poor childhood, and basically for me, ever since I was a child, my one important thing was I need to be stable. The partner that is with me also needs to be financially stable. I want to make a lot of money. I want him to make enough money. I don't care about like millions and millions, but just good enough. And then I need to have a stable household and a stable childhood for my children. That was my focus, and I was like, that's the kind of reality I want. I want to have a passionate job that I'm passionate about.
With Landon, people said that, oh, she made a mistake right there because he sent her money and she thought it was a grand gesture, and she admitted it. That is her problem. Why?
This is my problem, okay? I don't really get attracted to men. I just get attracted when they do something for me that is like they're taking care of me. Now, where does this stem from? It stems from not having a father figure in my life. So in my life, I'm not looking for a partner, or I'm not looking to be in love. I'm looking to have that stable feeling of a parent or a father loving you, because that's the void that I feel. But then the issue is, obviously, in the relationship, I'm not that in love. Because who would be in love with their father, you know, or a representation of their father? No one would. But when someone, like a man, does something for me big, like for example Landon, he told me send me your PayPal. So I was like, okay, let me do it. Let's see what he does. And then he sent me $10,000. And then I thought, wow, like he's literally sending me $10,000 so I would reply to his messages. And then I thought, wow, like maybe I should give him a chance, because look how, like what he's doing, like a big thing to do, you know what I mean? And it's not even that I cared about the money. I don't, because I gave all that money to my fans on Instagram. It's not about the money. It was more like, oh wow, like he does this big thing. And with my ex, I had the same thing that I repeated again, which is so stupid. I should not have done this.
You can criticize her going after money, but deep down inside, it always comes back to her trauma. She's attracted to men who have money, who can provide, because she simply didn't have a father who could do that for her in her life, so she wanted that. And she had mentioned before in her video that she just didn't want to give her children that life. And I still don't understand how people said Liz manifested Landon. He's a cheater. Because if it was only about the money thing, it's not really convincing for me, right? Like, Landon studied her. He was being emotionally available, showing that she loved her, being with her 24/7. And he worked, he had money, at least at that time he has money. So yes, that's what she wanted in a partner. But who knows if he was acting all the time. Liz says sometimes she even questioned whether this was too good to be true, but then she thought, oh, maybe I was just sabotaging myself.
But then it said in this matrix chart, but I didn't have any evidence other than a matrix chart. And you know, if I break up over a matrix chart, you're gonna call me crazy. But I would tell him these things. I would be like, I have this feeling you're a cheater. And then he would be like, what the fuck? Say like, Sabina, your sister is saying crazy things again. Sabina was like, Liz, stop self-sabotaging. You're a good guy. And my sister used to say, Liz, if he was a cheater, he would want to leave you, or he would want to go to the US to go see his family or whatever. But he never leaves your side. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, there's no way.
And you know what? I think why people just have this big misconception about her, because when this cheating situation happened, you guys are acting fucking crazy on TikTok. Like, seriously, that's the thing I don't like. And I'm just gonna tell it straight to your face. Because you go in on TikTok and you'll be like, oh my god, the wizards got cheated on. There's no chance for me. Or like, I will never find love because the mother got cheated on. Or like, oh my god, all men cheat. Like, what the fuck? You guys put her on a pedestal. Why she continuing to tell you that in her video that she's not perfect, she's still healing her trauma, and she doesn't have things figured out. Like, seriously, do you listen to her? When did she ever say, I have a great mindset that nobody can hurt me, or I will never be in a shitty situation, or if you listen to my advice, you will have a long-lasting relationship? When? She gave you advice on how to cut off toxic people in your life so they can't hurt you no more. She gave you advice on how to stand up for yourself so nobody can disrespect you. She gave you advice on why you should invest time in yourself to get to know yourself and expand your knowledge. She gave you advice on how to detach and to believe in yourself and how to take things the way they are. She never said, oh, you know what, take my advice and you will never be hurt again. And even herself, I said it before and I will say it again. Those are the lessons she learned up to this point in her life. Not all life lessons. So how does she know everything? She said,
say that it has to be that way. We can never predict what will happen, and you have to accept this. You can hope for the best possible outcome, but maybe some bad things happen because you were meant to learn something in that situation. But you did not calculate that in your fantasy. You just thought, I want everything to be perfect. But what if something bad happens? Then you get sad about it, and afterwards it would be perfect. So it doesn't go your perfect plan way, but another way.
And she said, trust your ability to bounce back from adversity.
You have faith in the ability that you will be able to bounce back from anything. Myself, if anyone else, if my family members, if I would ask them right now, this is my issue, do you guys think I can handle it? They would say blindly, you can handle it blindly, because that's how much they trust me in my ability. So why would I not trust myself?
She tells you to be detached, but not in a way people think. Not in a like, oh yeah, you know, I don't have any emotion for you, or you're cold and don't care about other people, but in a way of
like that. Because I know if he leaves, something else will come and something better will come. I do not base myself completely on this relationship, because if I give my partner the power to make me happy or make me unhappy, then I'm so powerless. It all depends on me. I can make myself happy. I can make myself fulfilled. And whatever he gives me is just extra. I'm not looking for someone to complete me, because I'm complete myself. Anyone that has been in a long-term relationship knows that if you do not have that individuality in the relationship, and if you do not have separate hobbies, separate things that you guys like to do as well, you will become depressed. Because at the end of the day, everyone likes their space. Everyone needs some space sometimes, and you have to understand that.
Then why are you putting her on a pedestal like that? I feel for her, like, truly, because with the two previous relationships, they weren't online, but with Landon, she was popular, so when things didn't work out, people came at her. People like, why are you giving advice about how to improve your life, but then you got this whole shitty situation happen? And not to mention all the shitty things she went through before her pregnancy and after her pregnancy up until now. Just so sad and so crazy. You know what? You should go watch this podcast and you go decide for yourself whether she's a person with this big ego and thinks she's better than other people and think that she has things figured out, or she's a normal person. Just go watch and decide for yourself. And there's one more thing I want to point out. This video When she said men are just children, she deleted the video from her channel, so I don't know what she actually said in the video. But from the information she gave in the podcast, here's what I want to share with you. While researching for this video, I found it pretty interesting that Liz and I, two complete different people from different country and even different religions too, but I do see a lot of similarities in what she said. So she said in her culture, parents raise boys differently than girls. Girls gotta know everything, like from doing chores, how to be a good wife, a good mother, to being emotionally intelligent. And for the boys, boy would just be boys. That's what she said. And when the boys grow up, they don't know how to do anything, like the basic thing. I saw this happen in my country too, a lot when I was younger. But now, with the coming of Gen Z, I think not a lot anymore. When I was younger, I heard so many times, me and my sister, even sometimes they just said it like jokingly, but they told us that, oh, you're just a girl and you don't have to study that much. Or, you are a girl and just study enough. It's easier for you to get a husband in the future. Wow, like literally, what the fuck? But luckily, my parents invested in our education very seriously. Even they didn't have so much money, and of course, I will thank them for that forever. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be who I am today. And of course, for boys in my culture, they don't need to do anything related to the household chores. The parents said it's a wife's duty, so you can just grow up and marry a girl, and then that girl will do everything for you. So that leads to a lot of boys growing up don't know how to take care of themselves. There's a lot of people like that right now, okay? Still happen. And the thing is, growing up, you realize that making money is not easy for everyone. So when a man gets all the pampers since he was young, doesn't know how to take care of himself, and he doesn't make that much money either, what happened? The wife has to work too. And on top of that, she has to do the wife duty. But as I said, now things are changing. Young couple nowadays, we are like, oh, you know what? If we are both working, then maybe you should start helping out with the chores too. But still, a lot of women from older generation are still going through that. Like my aunt, my relative, for example, doing the same thing Liz's mom did. Luckily, their husband are not abusive. If you're from the West or Europe, I get that you don't relate to this stuff too much because you guys are, I don't know, like kind of equal there. It's normal for a husband to get back from work and still take care of the kids, right? I get it. But sometimes, just because you can see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. People are living very differently in many parts of the world. And if you ask me, did she practice what she preached? Yes. She said she would leave her partner if he cheats on her because to her that's the worst form of betrayal. And even if she have kid with that guy, and she did. So we are coming to the end of the video. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video is that please have your own opinions. Develop your own critical thinking skill. Don't just take someone's advice and treat it as fact. Just go apply it for yourself, and see for yourself if it's work. Don't be a cow. Seriously. Don't let people just like walk you wherever they want. Open your eyes. See and feel for yourself. With that said, thank you for staying and watching the video. And I hope you have a great day, wherever you are. Goodbye.